Hi travelers, this is going to be your Aries February 2025 video, and I have with me today the Radiant White deck, the La Vida Sibila for clarification should we need, and we're wrapping the reading up with a Golden Nostradamus Tarot. I already did some meditation and shuffling on your sign and glyph. Let me turn the camera around. And I will shuffle the cards a bit more. My hands are kind of cold because it's really cold outside. At least for South Texas, it's 8 degrees outside with the wind blowing. Crazy. I know some of you are at like 25 below, 24 below, but South Texas never gets this cold. Cut the deck. Here we go. First card is the Eight of Pentacles. I might have to turn my light down so you actually can see the card, so bear with me. The Justice card. The Hierophant, the Emperor. The Two of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Cups, last row, the Three of Coins, the Knight of Cups, and the Temperance card. So what is the overall energy of the spread? I have the Six of Coins. Let me turn the light. I think you can see pretty well. Okay. What do I have? I have 1, 2, 3 major arcana. I have 2 pentacles, 2 swords, and 2 cups, and the spread proper itself. So let's start in the center. What do we have? We have the Ace of Swords. Everything else is going on around the Ace of Swords. And so the Ace of Swords says that something is about to change. You cannot escape it. It's going to happen no matter what, because it's a card of great force and power. And usually when it shows up, it says something is about to change. Sometimes the card can represent a proposal or a marriage, because of, see the ring on the top up here, which will be a formal proposal. So I don't know if this is a romantic reading or if it's a business reading. I can read it both ways. At the top we have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is about the physical realm, actually doing something. So this says that you probably are working very hard, doing the same thing, repetitive motions, the same thing over and over, but you do it with happiness and gladness, because you may be working on like you may have a stall, you may be selling your wares, or you're working in a position that will afford you a raise or promotion. It's an 8, so 8s are usually karmic numbers. That means that something is good is going to happen to you. It's backed up by the Justice card. Justice is a card of karma. It says that no matter what happens, the outcome is just and fair, even if you feel you got the short end of the stick. But it also says to be objective about what you're trying to do, because we have the scales here. This card is associated with Libra, so you see the 2 scales right there. The scales tell you to weigh up the pros and cons and then make an informed decision. Try to make the best decision you can make with the information that you have. But here is the Emperor. He's a 4, and 4s talk about stable foundations. The Emperor, this is a person. Definitely a person. So he may be Aries. That's what the card represents. So it may be an Aries male or any kind of fire sign. It can be, I think, Leo or Sagittarius. But he's going to be somebody who is like an entrepreneur, a coach, a mentor, someone who has a lot of irons in the fire, so to speak. A king's Emperor is greater than a king to me, in my opinion. So that means he has at least a lot of projects. He may own property. He has a lot of things going on. Usually it's somebody that you can go to for advice. But then the Emperor can be like, it's either his way or the highway. He can be a very tough character. He's an older man, at least older than you. That's implied by the gray hair. We follow that up with the 2 of Swords. Here. The 2 of Swords is a 2, and 2s always represent choices, options, decisions, dualities, oppositions, you being opposed against somebody or somebody opposed against you. You can even be opposed within yourself about something. You don't, should I or shouldn't I? The 2 represents a crossroads. So there is a decision here to be made. And because they are both swords, you may be forced to make a decision under pressure or extreme conditions. But you can't see this in the card, but in the 2 of Swords, her right eye, her left eye is not covered all the way. So this tells me that you have an idea of what's going on. The swords represent thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communication. The coins represent either finances or the doing of something. The cups simply represent emotion, but the major arcana represent your life lessons or spiritual lessons. But you know about the 2 of Swords, the woman is sitting on a bench saying that she's at rest. So this is about your resting your mind. Your mind may be turning over things over and over again, and you don't know what to believe or think or say. But not making a decision is a decision as well. So you may not have to do anything because a decision will be made for you. Yes? We come over now to the Ace of Cups. It really just says a fresh emotional restart is offered to you. It's not a promise. It doesn't say that it's going to happen, but that this is an opportunity for you to have a fresh emotional start. The 2 aces together speak to a marriage, a proposal, or a commitment. That's why I say it can be read in two ways. It can be read as love, romance. It can also be read as a business reading. Sometimes I feel this card says, like, if you are been waiting on a decision to be made about something, this offers you a chance of relief because it's catharsis. You see the water coming out of the cup. It can be that it's such a relief that you cry. But it's just a promise, these two cards. It doesn't say it's going to happen. We come to the final row, and we have the Three of Coins. Usually the threes say that there may be three people, at least three people involved in the situation. But it's a card of building building the cornerstone. I want to say that. It can be a card of negotiations, of partnerships. The three people in the card, we have a nun and a monk, a monk and a nun, and we have the craftsman who's building something. And they are going to the craftsman. He has a bit more knowledge, so this could be like going to your financial advisor, asking, can we afford this, or we want to change it, or we want to do such and such. See, they got the plans in their hands. So this is usually about partnerships, meetings, negotiations. Sometimes it's telling me you need to check on something, because I see that the Knight of Cups has come up. And all knights, in my opinion, basically represent a message. Here we have something coming. So I think you are going to get a message. But, so the knights show up to move a situation along. But the Knight of Cups is a real fickle knight. He may say all the right things. He may even do all the right things. But it's never a promise that it's going to work out like you think. See the horse? He hasn't stepped over the stream yet. That means he hasn't either decided emotionally. He doesn't feel it. He might be trying to feel it, but he stopped in mid-stride. The horse is stopped in mid-stride. So he hasn't quite decided yet. And then we come to the Temperance, which asks you to be temperate in all things, moderation in all things. In love, in business, in whatever you do, moderation is a key. It represents Jupiter, so there are some kind of opportunities. He represents Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter. So there are opportunities here, but you may have to temper your expectations. Let me put it that way. Usually I see this card and people ask me, they will come to me for reading and they ask me, am I on the right path or right track? I say yes, this is the right path or track. We got the path right here. I'm going to have to move the light so you can actually see what I'm trying to show you. Give me a second. See the path there? And the crown. But the path will not be smooth because you have to travel it and travel it alone, and you need to temper your expectations. That's what I say. This card is about reconciliation. So it's about reconciling two halves of the two opposites of yourself, perhaps. What you're doing and what you're feeling, what you're saying and what you're doing, what you're thinking and what you're feeling. It's about reconciliation. It's about moderation, cooperation. Maybe in this sense, you don't get exactly what you want. So that's why I'm saying the cards are telling me temper your expectations. Now, the overall energy is the Six of Pentacles. That card is about philanthropy. It's about sharing, giving. It's a 6. It speaks to the energy of balance and harmony. It said that maybe some money will come to you when you need it the most. Someone gifting you some kind of gift. But I always like to say, look, you have two scales here. I spoke to you about the scales in the Justice card. So it's about weighing up what everything is worth to you. It may be that this can be about getting a job or promotion. Yes? But are you going to have enough energy to do everything that they're asking? Do you have the right skills? You're working on it. So you have to temper, again, I say temper your expectations. But in this card, there's a person getting everything and one person getting nothing. So I ask you again to temper your expectations, because this could be a situation where either I know that there are 3 people at least involved in a situation. Okay? So there's a third person out there. This may be in a romantic situation. The Emperor is dividing his time between 2 females, or it could be that there's a person who is applying for the same job as you, position as you. So temper your expectations. Now I can look at everything except for the Knight of Cups. So I'm going to turn him over and I will read to you any messages that I can get from the rest of the cards. The 8 of Pentacles next to the I'm trying to see, I think somebody's pulling up in my yard. The 8 of Pentacles, the 2 of Swords, the Ace and the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Cups, 3 of Pentacles next to these 3 major arcana cards. If any messages, extra messages I can get out of the spread. The 8 of Pentacles. I don't see anything next about the 8 of Pentacles. I go down to the 2 of Swords. Nothing about the 2 of Swords. The Ace of Swords. You know, I don't see any wands here. Nothing about the 8 of Swords. I mean the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Cups. Nothing about the 8 of Cups. The 3 of Pentacles. With the Emperor, it may be telling of a clash of personalities, a battle of wills, or disagreements, particularly in the work arena. So I was right. It's a work situation. With any other 3 card, I don't have another 3 card. But 3s always suggest there are more than one person involved in a situation. It also suggests that there may be a period of suspended activity before future successes are brought to fruition. So a clash of wills, a battle or disagreement at work. It may be between you and not the boss. It could be, I don't know, but it could be you and another person. I don't think I need to pull any Sibilas on this because I don't see anything that gives me pause. I think some kind of decision is going to come down within 2 weeks about either a project or a position or a job. The message is going to come, but I don't think it's going to be exactly as you want it. That's not saying it won't be good news. It could be something having to see here. You lose 5 pentacles from the 8 to the 3, but it ends up being 6 pentacles. So it could be that the amount of money that you're offered is not what you expected. That's what I'm saying. So let's pull a Golden Nostradamus card. It doesn't require me pulling any kind of Sibila on it because it's quite clear to me Number 26, the Zodiac. The hours and days seem to fly by when experience and emotions come hard. The hours and days seem to fly past when experience and emotions come hard and fast. That's why they're telling you to temper what's going on. Temper your expectations. Every soul should find their actions on willpower and decisiveness. Now you are too sluggish and not reflective enough. Fortune does not smile upon the lazy. Let me say it again. Every soul should found their actions on willpower and decisiveness. Now you are too sluggish and not reflective enough. Fortune does not smile upon the lazy. Remember I said the Ace of Swords, you may have to make a decision under stressful conditions. And if you're not acting in a manner that can get you ahead, you have to reflect on that. Use your best judgment. Be objective. And maybe it'll go the way you want it to. So that's what I have for you, Aries, for February 2025. I hope that made sense to you. And until next time, namaste.